Oh, you can do just what you just did, Isabel. That's fine. Okay?
Okay.
That worked beautifully. Okay, as I said, my name is Miss Pat Lilly, so you can call me Miss Lilly or Miss Pat. I answer to both, and I live here in Uxbridge, which is a town just a little bit outside of Toronto. Okay, and I have been teaching children English language skills for many, many years, so I hope I can help you as well. I'm very impressed so far by mentor students and how great their English skills are. So I'm sure I will be impressed by you as well. So as I was saying, in this class, we will do, the primary focus is on reading, but in order to become a great reader, you also have to practice writing, speaking, and your elements of good reading is having a well-developed vocabulary, which is words, understanding what words mean, and also a good understanding of English grammar, okay, and the way that the English language works. Okay, so although our main focus is on reading the book, we will be incorporating all of those parts into the class, okay? One thing that I am really focused on is having students use their higher order thinking skills. Okay, so that means that I am not going to be asking you just questions if in the book it said the sky is blue. I will not be asking you questions like what color is the sky? I will be asking you questions that you have to think about, okay? You have to use your own brains to evaluate and judge something, to have an opinion on something, to express your opinion, and then defend that opinion, okay? So let's start right now. Before we start reading Charlotte's Web, I want to ask you some questions, okay? And I would like to know what your thoughts on these questions are, okay? So this is something that I commonly do before beginning a novel, because I would like to know what your opinions are at the beginning of the novel, and then after reading the novel, has your thinking changed in any way? Okay? Has reading the novel changed you in any way? So let's get to our first question, and that is this, okay? I'm going to write this. Okay, who can read that for me, please? Who would like to read that statement out loud? Just put your hand up. Aurora, can you read that for us? Thank you, dear.
Sorry, Miss Pat. And Aurora, 1 second. Miss Pat, before the first few volunteer, they reading or answer a question, can we also ask them quickly introduce themselves, where they from, and their age or grade they are? This way, at least for the volunteer, we know their background. Okay, Miss Pat?
Okay, sure. Okay, so Aurora, why don't you start? Where are you from, and how old are you?
I am from China, Shanghai, and my school is Shanghai Star River Bilingual School, and my age is now I'm 3rd grade, but next year I'm going to be 4th grade.
4th grade. Okay, thank you, Aurora. Mike, how about you?
I'm from China.
You live in China?
I'm 8 years old.
8 years old. Nice. Okay, what part of China, Mike?
Beijing.
Good. Brian, how about you, dear? Can you tell us how old you are and where you're from?
I'm 8 years old.
Yes, thank you, Mike. You're 8 years old. Brian, how old are you and where are you from?
I'm from China, but now I'm in Canada, Halifax. I'm 11 years old.
And how long have you been in Halifax, Brian?
I think 3 months.
Oh my goodness, so everything is very new for you.
Yeah.
Do you like it so far?
Yes.
Good, very good. Okay, let's see, who else would I like to have? Who else? Edward, how about you, dear? Tell us how old you are and where
I'm 11. I
You're
live in Beijing.
you're in Beijing. Okay, great. And Isabel,
Yes, teacher.
how old are you and where are you from?
I am 10 years old and I am from Beijing, China.
Okay, very nice. So exciting to live in Beijing, I'm sure. Okay, and you're 10 years old. Did I miss anybody? Is there anybody else participating? I think
I think Leo's there, the big boy Leo. I saw you.
Leo.
Go ahead, Leo. How old
Hi.
are you and where are you from? Yeah, go ahead. Don't be shy.
I'm from Canada, Vancouver, and I like to play badminton. Yeah,
So how long, where are you in Canada, Leo?
Vancouver.
And how long have you been there?
1 year, only 1 year.
1 year. Are you liking it?
Yeah,
Good, very good. Where were you from in China?
I'm from Beijing.
Beijing as well. Great. Okay, I think that's everyone, right? Did I miss anybody? That's everybody.
I think we're good, Miss Pat. We're good, yeah. Then Aurora can read your sentence.
Thank you.
Our responsibility to protect, stand up for, and take care of animals.
Okay, so that is a statement. What I want to know is, do you agree with that? Or do you disagree? And if you agree, do you strongly agree?
I
Okay.
think
Or do you just agree?
I agree.
If you disagree, do you strongly disagree or, somewhat disagree? What do you think?
I agree because that if we don't protect, stand up for, and take care of animals, then if that animal dies and the predator of that animal cannot find it,
1年的优惠会员，你可以把这个爱奇艺的会员投了。
Okay, very good. I like the way you stated your opinion and you explained why you feel that way. There's no right or wrong answer here. It's how we feel, but we need to learn to express ourselves and express why we have that opinion. How about you, Brian? How do you feel about it?
Strongly agree.
You strongly agree. Okay. Aurora, would you say you strongly agreed or agreed?
Strongly agree.
Okay. And Aurora, how do you feel?
agree.
Strongly agree or agree?
I agree, not strongly agree.
Okay, so we have one strongly and one agree. Okay, so Brian, why do you strongly agree?
Because I think animals are very important for us and the earth.
All right, very good. They're important for us and for the earth. Excellent.
Yes.
Okay, Mike, can you give me your opinion? What do you think? You think it's our job to protect and defend animals and take care of them? Or it's not our job?
It's our job.
Okay, so you agree? Do you agree strongly or just agree? Hard, isn't it?
Agree.
You agree. Okay, so why do you agree?
Because the animals are almost in the zoo.
Okay, okay, good. How about Leo? How do you feel, Leo?
Strongly agree.
You strongly agree. How come?
Because like there's a lot of animals, like we eating them a lot, like pigs, cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you feel that it's wrong to be eating them, or you mean we need to take care of them so that we have healthy animals to be able to eat them?
I think we can eat them, but not eat so much.
Right. So we have to worry. We have to be careful that we don't eat too many and they can't reproduce and keep up the numbers of them. Yeah. Okay, very good. Very good. Well thought out. How about you, Isabel?
I disagree.
Okay, do you strongly disagree or just disagree?
No. I strongly agree.
Strongly agree. Okay.
Yeah.
And why do you strongly agree?
Because I like animal and people eat some cow, sheep, and pig.
Okay.
When they don't have the animal and we can't eat the meat,
then we'll miss them, right? If they're gone, right?
yes.
Yeah, very good. Did I miss everybody? Did I ask everybody? Okay. Is there anybody that I missed? No. Okay. So it's interesting. So everybody agrees. Some people agree more strongly than others. That's really interesting because this book, Charlotte's Web, is all about animals. Okay. All the main characters are animals. Okay. So this leads me to my second question. Okay. Or not second question, but second statement that I want your opinion on. Okay. Okay. Who would like to read that statement out loud? Come on, don't be shy. Anybody? Okay, I will read it out loud. Oh, Aurora volunteered. Great, Aurora, can you read it out loud again? That would be nice, thank you.
Miracles are real and they can happen to anyone at any time.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. So, does everybody know what the word miracle means? Okay, I just want to make sure you know what that word means. So let me just give you a bit of a definition down here. Okay, so a miracle is a surprising event that is welcome. Okay, so it's something nice that happens, right? But it can't be explained scientifically. Okay? Can't be explained by science or natural laws. All right? So maybe people think it's like magic or something, right? So that's what a miracle is. So miracles are real and they can happen to anyone at any time. Okay, so I want to know what your opinions are on this. So let me ask you, do you strongly agree? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you strongly disagree? And I'm going to add one more this time. If you don't know, if you have no opinion at this time, maybe you haven't really thought about. Okay? So, who's going to give me their answer first? Is there anybody who strongly agrees with that statement? Miracles are real and they can happen to anyone at any time. Is there anybody who agrees with that? Strongly or just ordinary? Anybody? I don't see any hands up, so I'm going to assume no. Is there anybody who strongly disagrees? Oh, Aurora, you raised your hand. So what do you want to say, Aurora? Strongly agree or strongly disagree?
I strongly agree.
You strongly agree. Can you explain why you agree, Aurora?
I agree because sometimes miracle can happen and you don't really know when it happens. And I think maybe miracle happen to everyone.
Okay, so you believe there are some events that are great events, nice events. We can't really explain them, but they can happen to you. Okay, very good. Mike, what do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Have you ever known anybody who has had a miracle happen to them? Mike? Have you ever had anybody who said it was a miracle when it happened? Have you ever heard of anybody in your life?
Yes.
You have, but you didn't believe them?
Yes.
You didn't believe them. Okay, so you had doubts. All right. Okay. Interesting. Okay, Leo, what do you think?
I don't know because yeah.
Can you see both sides of it? Is that why you don't know?
Like sometimes like
So if somebody told you, for example, that like they had cancer and they and then they went to the doctor and the doctor checked them and the cancer had just disappeared by like miraculously by magic, you would have trouble believing that. You'd think there must have been sort of a scientific reason for why that happened.
I think it's maybe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like they can't happen like to anyone and at any time.
Okay, so you think it's possible that there's miracles, but they happen like very rarely, maybe to a couple special people. All right, interesting. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Isabel, what do you think?
I think agree.
You agree. Okay, why do you agree, Isabel?
I can't speak. I don't know how to speak.
That's all right. Try. If you try, maybe you'll find the words, and if you're trying to find a word, maybe I can help you.
Okay. Because sometimes I play game
Mhm.
and I want something and it will give me. I think it is a surprise.
Oh, okay.
Some
All right.
people,
Go ahead.
some people don't have they don't have a memory.
They don't what?
They how to speak?
They don't believe in miracles?
Yes.
Yes, that's right. But you think it's possible
Yes.
because it's happened to you in a small way. Very good. And there's many people who would agree with you. Many people who think, positive thinking, positive energy can make positive things happen. Very good. Okay, who haven't we heard from yet? Brian and Edward, what do you think? Brian, what do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know. How come you don't know?
Because sometimes it's impossible, but something we can't use. But there's still something we can't use science to say it is science.
All right. Yeah. I think you've got a really good point there. So you sort of think like, science can explain the world, but then sometimes things happen or you hear of things happening, and it doesn't seem that science does explain that. So then you wonder, right? It makes you wonder. So you're not sure about saying, well, I disagree, because it's like, maybe it's true. Okay, our last opinion is Brian, I think. Brian?
You try just say it.
Yeah. What did
I can't hear you.
Are you going to tell me if you agree or disagree?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, how come you don't know? So do you think that it's possible that there could be miracles?
Because I think it's impossible, but there's still something we can't use science to explain it.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think that's a good explanation, Brian. You think it's impossible, but you have an open mind, right? You're willing to listen to other people that, maybe it's true. I think that's a very good opinion to have. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys opinions on one more statement, and then we're going to look at the novel directly, okay? Okay. Aurora, do you want to read this one for us too?
Yes.
Great.
True friendship is one of the most important things in life.
Very good. True friendship. So you think about all the things in life that are important. Family, education, health, being successful in your career. Is friendship as important as all those things that I just talked about? We all know friendship is good, but is it one of the most important things in life? What do you think? Aurora?
I think friendship is the most important thing in life because if you have a friend, then maybe that friend can help you to do many things.
Friends will help you. Absolutely. Yes. So you strongly agree?
Yes, I strongly agree.
Okay, great. Brian, how about you? Strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree?
Agree.
You agree. Okay. So you think having friendship is just as important as like family and your education, being a good person, all of those things?
Because I think friendship is important because friends always can help you when you have when you have problem.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Brian. That's excellent. Isabel, what do you think?
I agree.
You agree or strongly agree?
Just agree.
Just agree. Okay. Why?
Because a friend and I think it has family.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good. Leo, what do you think?
Agree.
All right.
And I think have a healthy life is one of the most important things too.
All right. Very good. To be healthy, like, to be like mentally and spiritually healthy, you need friends in life. Very good. Very good. Edward.
I am strongly agree.
Strongly agree. Okay. And why are you saying that, Edward? Why strongly?
Because if you have a very good friend, you will be happy and he can help you if you are help you in when you are not happy or dangerous.
Very good. Yes, when life is going well, friendships make life even better. But if life isn't going well, if you have problems, then your friends are there to stand by you. Very nicely expressed. Mike, you're our last one now. What do you say? Can I put you down for strongly disagree? Right? You don't want any friends, do you, Mike? No friends, don't need them, don't want them. Right?
No.
What am I going to put you for?
I
Strongly agree, disagree, strongly disagree.
agree.
Agree. Okay. So why didn't you say strongly agree? Anybody who said agree, can anybody tell me why they didn't say strongly agree? Mike, why didn't you say strongly agree? Edward, did you want to jump in?
I don't know how to say.
Oh, it's okay. That's why we're here, right? To practice expressing ourselves in English. Okay, believe me, you can speak English a lot better than I can speak Chinese. So I'm never going to not help you. So what is it then? Try to think. What is it that why you didn't say strongly agree? Is there things more important than friendship, you think? Like family? You know, when if my mother was in the class, my mother, I know she would say, friendship is okay, but the number one thing is family, and your family comes first. So she would say agree, but she wouldn't say strongly agree. Aurora, what do you think?
I think I strongly agree because that even if your family is very important, sometimes your friend can also be as important as your family because you grow up with.
Absolutely, and sometimes friends are the people that help you with your family, right? They'll help you help your family if you have to take care of somebody in your family, or if you're having problems with somebody in your family. You know, say if like a child and a father, for example, are disagreeing, you know, a friend can come in and help solve that problem.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you, all of you. Did I miss anybody for the last one? I think I got everybody. Okay, good. Okay, so the reason that I did these statements is because in Charlotte's Web, as I said, most of the characters, the main characters, are animals. And a miracle happens in the book, okay? And one of the most important things in the novel is friendship. So it's interesting to think, how do we feel? If we see a miracle in the book, do we believe that that could happen? Or do we just think, oh, that's just make believe in a book, right? So let me show you the cover of Charlotte's Web. Okay, so it's by E.B. White. He's also the person who wrote Stuart Little, if you've ever read that novel or seen that movie. Okay, and there are some pictures in the novel, so the person who wrote those is Garth Williams. Okay, so Charlotte's Web. Any guesses from this picture who Charlotte is? Who do you think Charlotte is?
A spider.
Yes, Charlotte is the spider. That's right. Okay, and all of these people are important characters, or all these people and animals, but the main character, does anybody know who the main character is in Charlotte's Web? It's not Charlotte, funny enough. Does anybody know who it is? It is
I
this.
think maybe the main character is a pig that the girl is holding.
Very good guess. She's important in the novel. Her name is Fern. But the main character is the pig. And his name is Wilbur. Okay? His name is Wilbur. So I think you're going to enjoy this book. So let's read a little bit. Okay, I will make it. Can everybody see that all right? Or do you want me to make it a bit bigger? There we go. Okay, who would like to read first? Who would like to read first? I know Aurora has done a lot of reading already. Isabel, would you like to read?
No, because it is a little bit difficult.
Okay, how about Brian? He had his hand up. Brian, would you like to read?
Okay.
Okay, great.
Where's Papa going with that egg? Said Fern to her mother as they were sitting at the table for breakfast. Out to the hot house, replied Mrs. Arable. Eggs were born that night. I don't see why he needs an egg, continued Fern, who was only 8. Well, said her mom, one of the pigs is front. It's very small and weak, and it will never amount to anything. So your father had decided to do away with it. Do away with it? Shrieked Fern. You mean kill it? Just because it's smaller than the others? Mrs. Elbow put pictures of cream on the table. Don't yell, Fern. Fern, she said, your father is right. The pig would probably die anyway. Fern pushed a chair out of the way and ran outdoors. The grass was wet and the earth smelled of springtime. Fern's sneakers were soaking by the time she caught up with her father.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. So this is one of the, in children's literature, this is one of the best opening lines ever written. Where's Papa going with that axe? Everybody knows what an axe is, right? A big weapon, you know, with a big sharp blade on the end of it, a stick with a blade on it. What might you do with an axe? What might you do with an axe?
I think sometimes you can to kill a tree with an axe.
Yeah, you could chop down a tree. Very good. Yeah, if you needed some firewood or something. Very good. So maybe that's what Fern's thinking when she sits down at the breakfast table. Oh, where's Papa going with the axe? And she expects her mom to say, oh, he's going to go chop down a tree. But she says something different. What does she say the father is going to do with the axe? What's he going to do with that axe?
He is going to kill the little pig with the axe.
He's going to kill the little pig. That's right. The little pig is called the runt. So the smallest one, you know, in a litter, which is a bunch of babies being born, usually human women have one baby. Sometimes you have two babies. Sometimes you even have three, but it's very, very unusual to have more than three. But animals often have more than, you know, 3 or 4 babies. They can have 8 babies, 10 babies at a time. And if you're the smallest one in the litter, you're probably very weak because you haven't had enough nourishment. Your brothers and sisters have gotten all the food and you didn't get much. So you're born and you're very small and very weak. You're called the runt, okay? So Aurora is right. Fern's dad is going to kill the runt with an axe, okay? How does Fern react? Is she okay with that? Is she like, oh, okay? How does Fern react?
Fern don't want her dad to kill the runt.
How do you know that, Aurora?
I know that because it says that that she pushed the chair out of the way and ran outdoors. So that means that if she ran outdoors, it means she don't want to see the pig dying.
Okay, yes, she's in a hurry, right? Anybody else have an opinion? What do you think? Is there anything else that tells you how Fern feels? I'm going to circle a word. Shrieked. That's how you say that word, shrieked. Does anybody know what shrieked means? What does shriek mean?
I think shriek means to yell and to talk in a very loud way.
Yeah, it means even more than yelling. It's like a high-pitched scream, okay? It's a kind of a sound you would make if you were really scared or if you were really upset, right? You're kind of like, do away with it. Like, so she's shrieking. That's a sure sign she is not happy. She's upset. And then, as Aurora says, she pushes away her chair and runs right outside after her dad. Okay? So, next page. Oh, there's a good picture. Fern and her dad, and there's her dad with the axe. Okay, who would like to read this page? Come on, I need a volunteer. I don't want to just pick people when they don't want to do it, but I need some volunteers. Mike, would you like to read it? Come on. You'll do all right. I'll help you. If you don't know the word, I will help you.
Please don't kill it. He
Sob.
sobbed. It's
Unfair.
unfair.
That
Miss
means Mr. So like it's a short form for Mr. Mr. Arable.
Mr. Arable, stop walking. Fern, he said gently, you will have to learn to control yourself. Control myself, yelled Fern. This is a matter of life and death, and your talk about controlling myself.
Very good. Thank you, Mike. Okay, so now we can really see that Fern is upset, right? We see through the picture, she's trying to grab that axe. And she said, why does she say it's not a good thing for her dad to kill the pig? What's her reason? She gives him a reason. What's the reason? Leo, why does she say don't kill it?
Because it's her pet.
Not her pet. No, she didn't even know about this pig, that it was born last night. But she tells her father a reason.
Because she thinks that pig is so cute.
No, you're reading too much into it. Tell me exactly what Fern said. What are her words? She says, please don't kill it. What else does she say right there?
It's unfair.
It's unfair. That's why she says she doesn't want the pig killed. It is unfair. Okay? It's just not fair for the pig to be killed. Okay? And she's willing to really fight to save that pig. You know, she's yelling at her father, right? And he tells her, you know, her dad's pretty patient, right? He says, oh, you know, learn to control yourself. And then she just yells back at him again, control myself, right? So she's really upset. And my goodness, I think she could probably even hurt herself or her dad by grabbing the axe that way, especially if it's very sharp. So we know she really doesn't want that pig killed. Okay. Edward, how would you like to read?
Tears ran down her cheeks, and she took hold of the axe and tried to pull it out of her father's hand. Fair, said Mr. Arable.
Arable, that's his name.
I know more about raising a litter of pigs than you do. A weakling makes rubble now run along. But it's
Unfair.
unfair, cried Fair. The pig couldn't help being born small, could it? If I had been very small at birth, would you have killed me? Mr. Arable smiled. Certainly not, he said, looking down at his daughter with love. But this is different. A little girl is one thing, a little runty pig is other. I see no difference. Replied Fern, still hanging on to the axe. This is the most terrible case of
Injustice.
I ever heard of.
Good.
A green look came over John Arable's face. He seemed almost ready to cry himself. All right, he said. You go back to the horse and I will bring the round when I come in. I'll let you start it on a bottle like a baby. Then you see what trouble a pig can be.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That was really good reading. Very good reading. So, who got their way? Mr. Arable, the dad, or Fern, the daughter? Who won the argument?
I think Fern got her way.
Fern got her way. How do we know Fern got her way?
We know because that Mr. Elbow says that you can put it as a baby, and then you see how much what trouble a pig can be. So first he lets she to have the pig and raise it.
Exactly. So he had every intention. He was going to go out to the barn where the pig lives and kill the pig with an axe. And now he's saying, I will bring the runt when I come back to the house, and I'll let you start it on a bottle like a baby. So he started out, he was going to kill the pig with the axe, and now he's going to let Fern, his daughter, have the pig like a little doll almost, right? A little pet for herself. Now, I want to ask you, what do you think that shows about the relationship between the dad, Mr. Arable, the father, and Fern, the daughter? What do you think their relationship is like? How do they get along? What do you think? So she comes running out, grabbing that axe, yelling at him, and she ends up getting her way.
I think that her dad loved her because it says in the paragraph that he looked down at her daughter with love. So, and she let her off to have the pig as a baby. So I think Fern's father liked her.
I think you're absolutely right, Aurora. He says, she says, would you have killed me if I had been small? and he looks down at her with love, right? The idea of killing his daughter is just so ridiculous to him. He has to smile. Like, no, I would never do that to you, Fern, right? But this is not a little girl, he said. It's a little runty pig. Okay? But you know what? Would you think that Fern is spoiled, that the dad just gives in to her because maybe, you know, like she just makes a big fuss and her dad lets her have her way? Does anybody think she might be spoiled? That her dad doesn't really discipline her very much? What do you think? Isabel, do you think that? Is her dad too soft? Does he let her get away with too much?
I think yes.
You think he's a little bit too much of a softie? That maybe if you were like a stricter dad, you wouldn't let the little girl have the pig. Anybody else think that too? That he's a bit of a soft dad? What do you think, Leo?
Yeah.
You can make, go ahead. Why do you think he's a soft touch? That he's too easy on his daughter?
Because
Well, let me ask you this, Leo. If it was your dad and you wanted something and you ran after him and, you know, maybe he had something in his hand and you grabbed it and you were crying and saying, I want it, that's unfair. Do you think your dad would say, okay, Leo, you can have it? Do you think that?
no,
No? What would your dad do? Say,
I think
Leo.
he will angry. Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing, Leo? Calm
Yeah.
down, right?
Mm.
But, you know, when you look at this, though, at first it seems like that he might be too much of a soft touch, this dad. But he does say, you'll see what trouble a pig can be. So maybe he's like teaching her a lesson. You think, I'm the farmer, I'm the dad, I know how to run a farm, I know how to treat animals, and you think you know better than me. Well, I'm going to let you have that pig and you'll learn that I was right. So it could be that he's saying that,
Oh,
right? Could be. So we'll find out, right? But, you know,
Yeah.
I think maybe he is a little bit soft on his daughter.
but I think it's okay because like she will learn herself as a like did something wrong. Well, we should like feed her pig or like help her pig grow.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, I don't know, bringing a pig into the house. I mean, I don't know. Does it wear diapers? I don't know if I'd want a pig in my house.
Yeah, or
Although
like,
I do know people do have pigs for pets sometimes, I think.
yeah.
But I don't know if I'd like one.
Mm.
Another thing we could say about Fern here is she gets her own way, but she doesn't just get it by, you know, yelling and crying like a baby. She tries to give a reason why the pig should not be killed, right? She tries to explain to her father why she thinks the pig should live, right? What does she say? How does she try to convince her father that the pig shouldn't be killed?
It's unfair. The pig couldn't help being born small.
Yeah, she says, like, you know, this is unfair. He couldn't help being born small. Maybe he'll be a great pig, right? So she does try to convince her dad. Okay, very good. So Let's read a little bit more. Is there anybody who would like to read now? We've had Aurora and Edward and Mike. Anybody else like to volunteer? Brian, would you give it a shot? Good man.
What?
So we're going to, oops, I think I went too far. Okay, so we're going to start right here. When Mr. Arable returned to the house.
When Mr. Arable returned to the house half an hour later, he carried a carton under his arm. Barn was upstairs charging her sneakers. The kitchen table was set for breakfast, and the room smelled of coffee, bacon, the plaster, and wood smoke from the stove. Put it on the chair, said Mrs. Arable. Mr. Arable set the carton down at Barn's place. Then he walked.
Just a second, I'm going to turn the page. Okay. Walked to the sink.
Walked to the sink and washed his hands and dried them on the roller towel.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Brian. So what do you think her dad has in the box?
What?
What do you think the dad has in the box? He came home with a carton. Another word for carton is a box. So what do you think's in that box?
The pig.
The pig. Okay. Eric, would you like to read now?
Yeah.
Great. So start here from Fern came slowly.
Fern came slowly down the stairs. Her eyes were red from crying. As she approached her chair, the curtain wobbled, and there was a
Scratching noise.
Fern looked at her father. Then she lifted the lid of the carton. There inside, looking up at her, was a newborn pig. It was a white one. The morning light shone through its ears, turning them pink. He's yours, said Mr. Arable, saved from an untimely death, and may the good Lord forgive me for this foolishness. Fern couldn't take her eyes off the tiny pig. Oh, she whispered. Oh, look at him. He's absolutely perfect.
Very good. We can stop there. Okay, so she saved the pig from an untimely death. What does that mean? Anybody know what that means, an untimely death? We know what death means when you die. What does it mean if your death is untimely? Anybody have a guess? What do you think it might mean, untimely? Anybody?
It means like if it later like 1 hour it dead.
Yeah, it's like it died too soon, right? It died sooner than it should have. Very good. Yes. So Fern is very happy, right, with this little pig. And the story continues of how the little pig grows up. But there comes into his life a big problem. Okay, so as you continue to the story, we'll find out what the problem is and how he solves the problem. Okay, and it's a very good story. So I hope you enjoyed the little beginning of it. And I hope you decide to take the course. I think it will be, it's a fun book, and I think it would be an interesting read for you. So thank you for coming tonight and participating in the class. I'd love to see you all come back.